Hey ladies and gents, this is Wiz coming at you from PowerLordsReturn.com with a review of Asterion, the Minotaur figure from Four Horsemen Toy Design. This is a unique anthropomorphic character in the Mythic Legions line, and since Four Horsemen are well known for making Minotaurs, we want to see how this guy stacks up. They've done quite a few of them in the past. In fact, behind Asterionn, you see Zethius, who was the Fantastic exclusive winner, the first Fantastic exclusive winner, and who is also a Minotaur, and probably one of the best action figures in the history of mankind. And I am not exaggerating there. That is not hyperbole. It won tons of awards when it came out, and it stands up really, really nicely. So, Asterion, some tough shoes to fill. Alright, let's take a look at this guy. He's got the basic barbarian body buck underneath there, and the bull head up top. So it's a bit different from what we saw with the Minotaur and the Minotaurian Guard in 7th Kingdom, in that there is a real transition between the human elements and the body and the bull head elements up top. And you also see that he has hooves as well. So he really is half human, half bull, and it really sort of, to me, kind of brings out the monsterish elements of this particular character. First off, let's take a look at his shield. He's got his faction there. It's a very nice looking shield and a very nice looking faction. Symbol. Not sure what the name of the faction is, but it's some sort of nature-related faction. He's a good guy. He controls the maze, a maze around a castle. One thing that's a little strange is a bull having something that looks like maybe an elk or some other kind of deer symbol on his helmet, especially since the bull motif is so cool. I know he doesn't need to have his own faction, but check out the Rock here. He knows how cool the bull symbol is. I mean, he's rocking it right there on his Speedos. Anyway, so it's a little. It seems like this faction symbol doesn't necessarily fit that well with the bull, but hey, I don't know that much about the mythos yet. One of the cool things about this guy is that he's a good guy, but he has all this spiky armor like the orcs do, which I really, really like. That's on his feet, and on his legs, and right above the hooves, and right here on his gauntlets. So very sharp, very neat looking. Goes well with the character. I think this was a really good idea here to sort of break up the transition. You have the shoulder pauldrons, or the shoulder armor, and it looks like it's attached with this strap and with a really cool looking gem there. It's not attached, but it just sort of softens the transition between the fur of the bull's head and the body of the human. So makes those elements look really cool. The head is a big, strong bull head. It's really nicely painted. I like the fact that inside the nostrils they used a paint that creates a sheen, so it looks like it's wet, and the eyes have that gleam in them as well. So very, very nice job on the paint there. Very nice job on the paint as well on the jewel here in the center strap, and I really like the sort of worn, not tarnished element, but just sort of worn, older gold look there. Let's see what else. He's got his double-bladed axe, which is color coordinated, and just like the other weapons, can go from double-bladed to single-bladed, so it's a big, huge battle axe there. He's also got this really, really long sword which is very, very cool as well. So he's got, so far I showed you the shield, I showed you the sword, and I showed you the axe. And that's what he has in by way of his weapons. I'm sure he could do a lot of damage with all these ridges on his gauntlets. I've got his strap here so he could carry his sword. And let me turn him around so you can see the back of him. I have him on a stand here just because this is this backing is a little hard to stand action figures on, but he does stand really well, and I think that's the one place where Asterion actually has Zethius beat, because he has bigger hooves than Zethius, so he can stand better without any sort of support. As you take the back off of the official Four Horsemen stand there, then you can see he can stand just fine on his own. But of course, I would probably recommend a stand for this figure, just because he does have hooves, so he's not going to be able to stand quite as well as the characters with big feet. But you know, I've had Zethius for years on the shelf. He's never fallen off. He does have smaller, daintier hooves, so but I always have a stand so he doesn't fall. So there's a side-by-side comparison shot of Zethius and Asterionn, and I personally prefer Zethius just because he's, I mean, to me he's an iconic character, and you just can't get any better than that. But this guy is definitely a nice addition to the mythos, and I'll have him hanging out with the other Minotaurian characters, Zethius and the Minothecian 7, I think. Minothecian 2. There's a bunch of them. Okay. See, here's the here's one, and here's another one. So these guys will all be hanging out, and I think they'll look really cool on the shelf together. This is a unique character, so you know, the anthropomorphic characters from the Four Horsemen are always very, very popular. Also brought this guy out so you can, from the Narnian action figure line, always a cool figure. This guy's top heavy, doesn't have the level of articulation, but he's still a neat looking Minotaur figure, and I'm always a sucker for those anthro characters. So anyway, that is Asterion from Four Horsemen Toy Design. I think I'm going to make him my favorite Minotaur. I'll call him a Minotaur because he's half man, and the human elements are quite present. So he'll be my Minotaur. Zethius will be my definitive iconic Minotaur, and then I have El Torito from WWE will be my Minotaur. So they'll all hang out together on the shelf, and this is a very welcome addition. I highly recommend it, and he does not disappoint. Oh, I do want to say one thing about him, though. His articulation is going to be limited because, especially raising the arms, you can get him up that high, but he does have this special piece, a special neck piece, that doesn't let you lift him up very much higher than that. And that's just to blend the giant bull head in with the human torso. So don't expect him to raise his hands in the air and wave them like he doesn't care, because he won't get them up much higher than that. All right, is the Wiz Report signing off from PowerLordsReturn.com.